Okay, we've come to the second part of the lecture where we're going to talk about use your body, the 7 simple techniques of using your body to actually overcome shyness or stage fright. So I'm going to give you 4 more. In the previous lecture, I gave you 3. Now I'm going to give you 4 more. So the first one is don't stand in the same spot unless you have to. Okay, if you look at the picture that's on your screen right now, you find this guy in the blue shirt is standing in the same place, okay? Maybe he has to do that, all right? But if you don't have to do that, if you're talking to maybe some people in your workplace and you're sitting down on a table, okay, you gotta sit where you are. Or this guy could be standing in a place that is already defined as, the place where speakers should stand. Okay, so you stay there. But as much as possible, if you're doing a training course or something, you don't want to stand in the same place. You want to walk around the room. You want to use a controller instead of having to stand by your laptop all the time to actually go from slide to slide. You might want to use a clicker so you can walk around the room. You can go put your hands on the shoulder of one of your students if you have to, as a means of connecting with them. You gotta be careful about that, but it does work if you do it right. So just kind of like, just make sure you use the space that is available to you rather than stand in one place. It gives you that freedom. And once you start expressing freedom in your movement, then you start expressing freedom in your language and in your communication as well. So it's a good thing to do. The second, number 5, the second on this slide, but number 5 is to use different facial expressions. Just having the same kind of look all the way through your speech will make you look really boring. Okay, just remember not to go overboard with pulling, over-exaggerated kind of face expressions, but having a smile like this guy has a smile on him is really good. When you're talking and you have a smile like I have right now, so I'm kind of smiling right now, even though you cannot see me yet. I want to do some videos where you can see me, but you cannot see me right now, but I'm smiling, so the words I'm saying are coming across, in a different way, as opposed to if I'm not smiling or I'm actually just frowning as I'm saying this. So it's different. So you put expressions into your speech by your facial movement. Okay. Your facial movement affects the way you communicate. So it's always good to laugh, to smile, to wink, in your speech so that you connect with people on a different level. All right. Number 6, look around the room. Okay. This is a good one. There's always this huge debate amongst people who give speeches about whether to look at one person or to be able to look at the person at the back of the room as though you were actually looking at them, even though you are not, because you're looking over their head. Okay, I've used all of them. All right, sometimes you can, if you have a huge room and you have I don't know, 400 people or 400-seater place or 200-seat or even a 100-seater place or a 100-seater room, and you're talking to people and the people at the back, one of the techniques that I've used is I'll look just over their heads, just above their heads. I would concentrate my gaze just above their head, and because I'm standing in the front and I'm looking just above the head of the person at the back, that person automatically feels as though I'm actually looking at them, but I'm not actually looking at them. And, if you feel you don't want to look somebody in the eye directly, you can use that. But nowadays, if I want to look at you, I just look at you. Okay. But I tend to ensure that I look at every section of the room or every section of the hall, when you're speaking. Try and look at every section. So you might focus on the right section, the front section, the left section. So you are looking at so it's kind of like it feels like you're giving everybody your attention. There are obviously certain people in the audience that encourage you as you're speaking, that you want to look at for encouragement, and you soon learn that as you go along. You soon learn that certain people in the room, they just give you that energy. So you might look at them from time to time to kind of get your energy up if you need to. But strictly speaking, you must look at every single person in the room, and people want you to look at them. The way you are the speaker. You are the authority. You are the one that knows the subject. You are the one they're paid to come and listen to. You are the ones that can help them. So they're looking for you to give them a gaze. So give them a gaze. Just have a look at them and smile. Look at them and smile. Look at them and smile with them. And that helps you to connect with the group you're talking to, with the audience you're talking to. And of course, once you connect with the audience, then the audience will get what you're saying, and they'll probably just respond better than if you were not. Okay. Number 7, be mindful of your posture. It may sound like a cliche, but to appear confident, it's important to stand up straight and look at your audience, okay? You gotta stand up straight. You're gonna have not a hunched back posture, like is low. I don't know what's wrong with me. No. Don't slouch. If you have a tendency to slouch, just make sure you practice your posture in front of the mirror so that you're always standing very straight. You're standing straight, and your posture is one of confidence. All right. You might want to look at yourself in the mirror when you are just give a speech in front of the mirror and see what you do with your posture. And you can kind of adjust yourself, as it were, or film it. Get somebody to film you. That's the kind of things I used to do. I still do. I still ask people to critique my speeches and to just give me some tips, because that's just the way you learn. You look at yourself in the mirror, record yourself, and with being mindful of your posture, you really got to record yourself to see how your posture affects the way that you speak. Okay? It might take a bit of practice if you're the one that is used to slouching and hunching your back. So you might have to practice a little bit more, but you will discover that as you use your posture properly, it will automatically affect your delivery. See you in the next lecture.